Hi, so in this video, I'm going to take you through how you answer one of the questions that came in the grade 12 science paper 1, and that's the GCE, and that was 2023. Okay, so of course, paper 1 is the physics part. I believe paper 2 is for chemistry. Okay, so the question is among the multiple choice question. It was question A17. That was from section A. So we have this circuit that is given right here. That was part of the question. So the question says, study the circuit diagram, diagram below, and we have to calculate the value of the resistor X, given that the ammeter reading is 2.5. So meaning, when you're talking about the ammeter reading being 2.5, like at this point, what you're trying to say is that your current, okay, use right, so you're trying to say your current is equals to 2.5 amps when you read here. Okay, so one thing that you have to understand about such questions is that sometimes they can, of course they come in, it has come in multiple choice, but the basic idea, whether or not you're answering a multiple choice question or the other questions, is the important thing is just you knowing how to go about such questions. So the way in which this 2.5 amps was obtained, it it was affected by the value of the resistance that you have here. Okay, so if you observe, we have one, two, three. We have three resistors. Okay, so the total resistance from these three resistors, it had an effect on this 2.5. That's why they have given us that 2.5 to help us find the value of what? The value of X. Okay, so what you are going to use is what is called Ohm's law. Okay, Ohm's law. Okay, we are going to use Ohm's law, and in terms of an equation, we simplify Ohm's law by saying the voltage is equals to the current multiplied by the resistance. So when talking about resistance, in this case you're going to talk about the total resistance, like the more like the effective resistance. Okay, so the easiest thing that I can think of doing right now is, okay, there are actually two things that you can do. You can decide to plug in everything that you have, like you're given the voltage, you're given the current, then you can come up with an expression for the total resistance, or you can find out what the total resistance is. Then from the total resistance, find an expression for total resistance, then find the value of X. Okay, so maybe let me decide to just plug in the way it is right now, then I'll from there come up with the value of X. But before I do that, if you observe, we have three resistors. Okay, so that is this one and that one. So for simplicity and for the sake of understanding, let me decide to name this as B, this as C, and this one as D. So what I'm trying to show you is how you um, add resistors, whether when they're in parallel as well as when they're in series. So if you observe, C and D are in parallel, okay, then they're in series with B. Okay, so the way we add them is like this. Let's say if you have two resistors, well, let me actually use three. If you have three resistors, let's say A, B, and C. So if you want to find the equivalent resistance, which is more like the total resistance, you're just going to say it's A plus B plus C. But if let's say you have resistors that are in parallel, in this case we have two resistors, but they can even be more. Okay, when they are more than two, that's also is kind of like another case. So for you to find the total resistors, if this is your A and this is your B, for parallel, your total resistance is just going to be equals to A multiplied by B divided by A plus B. That's how you find the total resistance. Then if they are more than two, let's say they are three or more, which are in parallel, let's say you have something like this. Doesn't matter the orientation for this one, as long as we are able to see that they are in parallel. So let's say this is A, this is B, and this is C. How you come up with the total resistance is this way. Just going to say the total resistance, you're going to say it to be 1 over the total resistance, which will be equals to 1 over the resistance A, that is, let me just put A. We're going to put A plus 1 over B plus 1 over C. And from this one here, this is actually where this one comes from. Let me show you. Like, this format is where this one is coming from. So if you have two of them, let me just show you up here the why and how it simplifies to that. Okay, so we say we have two resistors, okay, A and B. So this is A and this is B. So remember, we said the total resistance expression is equals to AB divided by A plus B. This, let me show you how this comes about. You can actually decide to keep this in mind or take it from here. So we are saying 1 over total resistance is equals to 1 over A plus 1 over B. Now let me try to make total resistance the subject of the formula. So it's more like, first of all, the easiest thing I can do is to make this as a single fraction. Okay, so the common denominator is just multiplying this one and that one. Okay, so the common denominator is AB. It's actually AB. Okay, then if you say A into AB is what? Is B. Okay, that would be B, and here meaning it to be what? Here to be A, like that. Then here you have like 1 over total resistance. So what you can do is just multiply both sides by what? What can I do? You can actually just write the reciprocal of that one. So this would be like, instead of having 1 over RT, this would be RT over 1. I don't have to put the 1 on the denominator. So meaning even this one, it will swap. It will go on the numerator, then this one, it will go on the denominator. That's how this one comes about. Okay, so that was just something added to what we are talking about in this question. Okay, so the voltage we have been given as 8 volts is equals to the current we have been given as 2.5 amps. Okay, then for the resistance we have 2 plus the two resistors, which are these ones that are in parallel. So meaning we're going to have like 2x divided by 2 plus x, like that. Okay, so what are you going to have? This will be like 8 is equals to, you can expand this, so 2 multiplied by 2.5, that's going to be 5. I've multiplied this one like that, and you also have to multiply it by that one. Don't make a mistake to multiply it by the denominator, because the denominator of 2.5 is what? Is 1. So that's the one that's multiplying what is here, which is a 1, and what is there. So you don't really have to focus on it. So that would be 5, then plus 5x divided by 2 plus x, like that. So I've just multiplied this one by the 2 as well as by the 2x. Okay, so what do we have? So I can make this as a single fraction. Okay, so that would be like 8 is equals to that would be 5 open bracket 2x, not 2x, sorry, 2 plus x rather. That would be 2 plus x plus 5x divide by 2 plus x, like that. So you might actually wonder to say, why is it that it seems so easy and straightforward for me to make a given fraction as a single fraction? It's very simple, guys. So if you have, let's say, a over b plus c over d, if you want to make this as a single fraction, it's very simple. Just multiply the major diagonal, which is a times d, then the minor diagonal, which is b times c, then the bottom part, which is this one here. So it simply means what you're going to get here, it will be the major diagonal a times d is going to give you what? AD, plus then b times c is going to give you BC, over b times d, that will be BD. It's as simple as that. Don't even have to start thinking as much. Yeah, so meaning here this is going to be 8 is equals to, you can expand this part. Okay, expanding that part, you get 10 plus 5x plus 5x. Then you can actually cross multiply here, like to be like that. So meaning this would be like 8 multiplied by 2 plus x, so that I get rid of it instead of it being here on the denominator. Yeah, like that. So this would be like 16 plus 8x is equals to 10 plus 10x. Then you can make like this 10 can come this side, or you can actually just have 8x minus 10x is equals to 10 minus 16. Okay, what do we end up with? So 8x minus 10x is going to give me minus 2x is equals to 10 minus 16, that's going to give me minus 6. Then divide both sides by negative 2, negative 2 here, you cancel, so x is going to be equals to positive 3. So this will be 3 amps, and that's the solution. If you try to check in the paper, that was question sorry, that there's, so among the multiple choice it was D, that was 3.0 ohms, and that's how you find that one. So that's all in this video. Thank you very much for watching.